No, I mean, there's no significant indications to say that this would be a trap of any operational or strategic significance. Just think Russia is actually not that clever at the moment in terms of what they can do in their military operations. However, tactically, I mean, the city is likely to be laced with improvised explosive devices, and it'll take a significant amount of time for the Ukrainians to clear routes in and out of the city, but also clear the buildings. And I suppose Russia would have tried to do that to further degrade Ukrainian forces, but ensure that Ukrainian forces can't quickly follow up their advance into Kherson city itself. It is significant and it's expected. The Ukrainian shaping for this counteroffensive started within August, and the Russian position was always looked quite untenable in the south. And their significance could grow because the Russians have to be able to withdraw in a controlled manner. Withdrawal in contact is probably the hardest military operation to do from a command and control perspective. And they also have a river crossing within that, which makes it much more difficult. So actually the significance could become greater if the Russians lose forces or greater number of forces than they expect in that area. And it's significant because of the geography for Ukraine. It protects their southeastern coastline, it protects Mykolaiv, it protects Odessa, but it also means that there would then be no Russian forces west of the Dnieper River, which is significant. Puts far more pressure on Crimea in the south, and also not only Crimea and the Russian forces there, but also the Russian Black Sea Fleet. And it protects a lot of, in terms of Ukrainian economy, and also it's essentially the western half of the city. So it is a significant setback for the Russians, but the Russians were probably expecting it for quite a while. They still put forces in when it looked like Kherson was untenable, and because of where the river runs with the city, it was always going to be a very, very tall ask to be able to defend it this year. They've also achieved significant military objectives. Yes, the taking back of Kherson city, but also pretty significant victories in the east. And critically, that has put their ranged weapon systems, principally HIMARS, in range of a significant amount of Ukrainian territory that Russia currently holds. So when the weather gets worse, which is around now, and fighting largely goes static, they'll still continue to fight, but there won't be big changes on the map in the next 2 to 3 months. It means that the Ukrainians still have the capabilities to degrade Russian forces over those months, preparing for another offensive, which will start probably in February, March next year.